Hi and welcome back to the course. In this video we're going to do the last method of our item resource, and then in the next one we'll do the item list. The last method is put, and that has to insert an item or update an item. So the first thing we have to do is, just as we've done here, find if the item already exists or not. Okay? So let's do that. Let's say that the item is not the next item available in this filter, which is what we used to be. Now this is self.findByName, as we have used in the past. I'm also going to move the item outside this item here and put it there, and you'll see why in just a moment. This item is a dictionary representing sort of the updated item, the item with a new price. Obviously, it cannot have the same name, so I'm going to call it updated item instead. If it had the same name, it would just override the previous one, and then that wouldn't make a lot of sense when it comes to checking if it is none. It wouldn't be none if it's a dictionary. Okay, so if the item is none, meaning it wasn't found on the database, then what we're going to do is we're going to say self.insert the item. Sorry, the updated item, not the item itself. And if the item was not none, it means that it exists already. What we're going to do is self.update the updated item. Okay, of course, this self.update doesn't exist, so we're also going to have to create that one, which is another class method called update CLS an item. Let's have a wee look at how that may be done. Updating in SQL is going to be very similar to our other methods, so I'm just going to copy this there so I don't bore you, and all we're doing once again is setting up a connection, creating a cursor, creating a query, and then running the query using the cursor, and finally committing the connection to save things to the disk and closing the connection. Okay? Now, the query is no longer going to be delete from items. It is going to be update items. Now we're going to update the items table, but we don't want to update the entire table. We have to set a column, and we're going to set the price column to be equal to one of these parameters. And remember, this is going to update the items table, so it's going to set every price in the table to be this parameter, unless we have a name equal something. So now it's only going to update the one where the name is equal to the question mark. Then we're going to execute the query, but it's going to have two parameters, the price and the name, and they have to be in order. Remember that. So item price goes first and item name goes after. Remember, this method is receiving an item parameter, which is a dictionary of name and price. Okay, so now we've got the insertion or the update of the item, and all that's left is making sure that we are dealing with any potential unexpected issues. So we're going to surround these with the try except blocks, and we're going to return a message saying an error occurred inserting the item. And we're going to do the same for this, but instead of inserting, it's going to be updating. Remember to return the error 500, that's very important. And at the end, don't return item, because that's the item we found originally. What we want to return is the updated item. Okay? And that's it, really. The put method, as you can see, is fairly simple. All we're doing is finding the item in the database, and if it exists, we're updating it, and if it doesn't, we're inserting it. And because we've extracted the code to do these things outside of any specific method, it means it can be reused, and that's a really useful thing. That's everything for this video. We now can update our items. You can go ahead in Postman and try it out, but believe me, it does work, it does do what you'd expect. In the next video, we're going to go over the item list and how we can retrieve all our items from the database, and there we're going to perform some final checks in Postman as well. I'll see you in the next video.